asset? Which one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin, crypto asset. Which one's the best one? 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 What's the second best?
There is no second best. What's up, Discover Crypto fam? What's up, X? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? What's up, everybody? We're right now about to enter a live trade here in this stream. What is happening in these markets? We pumped almost to near new local highs, if not new local highs on Ethereum this morning. But now we are pulling back and we are entering a live trade here. Why is that? Well, what we're looking at is a pretty reasonable pullback on Bitcoin's price. I've already mapped out all the key levels. We'll be breaking that down in today's episode. We're going to be going over crazy news like Tesla's new Tesla Diner. We're going to be going over Donald Trump and his Bitcoin price predictions. We're going to be going over CNBC's price predictions for Bitcoin. Is XRP better than a McDonald's stock? We're going to talk about that. Delta Airlines avoids running into a B-2 stealth bomber. Absolutely insane. And more, all on today's episode, guys. I'm also be breaking down at the end of this. Get ready. Ondo. Can Ondo do a 4 or 5x still this cycle? What are my price predictions? You guys know I made a $50,000 profitable trade on Ondo back in November. Went and bought the Ondo Mobile, which is our Tesla. And now we are going for round 4, which is our $1,000 to $10,000 challenge here on Discover Crypto for the 4th time in the Discord. So lots to break down in today's key markets. We're going to start off simply by looking at CoinMarketCap, okay? And if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications, do the whole 9 as we get into this free episode. So Bitcoin here, $116,796, coming back just a little bit, right? We set a new local high on the, well, this is the 4-hour time frame. So this would have been on the 17th, 4 days ago. 121, I'm like rolling my R's out of nowhere. But our high is 123,000. Tried coming back up, hitting 121,000. Rejected off this a little bit last night here or earlier this morning at 119,000. And now are coming back down to key levels. And if we lose some of these key levels, chat, if we lose some of these key levels, oh my, it is going to look ugly for your altcoins out there. Ethereum specifically, we're looking at a key range here. There was a bearish divergence that was created on the hourly and on the 4-hour. However, we might have some hidden divergences we're going to have to pay attention to in today's live stream, because I do think we might get one last jump to the upside. And this is where we're going to be looking for those key targets to the shorts. Now, this doesn't have to happen, but I'm going to show you guys something. And I am just somebody that bases a lot of my trades off historical probability. If you simply zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, you'll know that we join and come into this key level here every single time Bitcoin or Ethereum pumps. So $3,900 to about $4,100, you get a liquidation sweep. So I'd like to see some crazy liquidation sweep, and hopefully we can catch that short side before we find a new key range or have that first pullback. Will it happen? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't have to happen. But I am a range trader, and we try to find those ranges to trade on an intraday time frame there for everybody. So let's go ahead and look at the 24-hour percent option here. Pudgy Penguins, Pengu chat. Pengu is absolutely taking off. I don't know how many people hold Pengu in the chat. Let me know if you hold Pudgy Penguins token. But Pengu has been on absolute tear here, up 300%, sorry, in the last 30 days. Up 300% in just the last 30 days. We got Adam Otto saying hello from Mexico. Good to see you from Mexico, brother. Not a B2. It was a B52. Sorry, a B52. We'll be reacting that to here today, because that's just imagine you're at a Delta airline and they have to like turn. I'd be asking for a refund there. Most alts dumping. E sucks anyways. Dude, Ethereum is the life of the party. Ethereum is the life of the party here. But Caspa sitting at 11 cents. Conflux at 23 cents. And Solana here, $194.38, almost touching $200 again for the first time. Dude, all coins are crushing it. All coins are crushing it. People are going to be talking about, oh no, a pullback. Oh no, a pullback on crypto. It's like, bro, I'm going to teach you guys something here very simple, okay? Here's how you make money in crypto. You buy low and you sell high. You buy low and you sell high. That is it. Do not overcomplicate the market, okay? I know it sounds crazy. You want to buy low and sell high. You want to buy low and sell high. Now, the problem is this. To buy low, you have to knock out all of the noise, all of the FUD, okay? You have to get rid of all of that. You have to, every person telling you it's a scam, Bitcoin's a Ponzi, oh, Trump's session, Trump's going to cause a great recession, everything's going to go to zero, we're going to go into World War III. Those were the talking points when we're at $1,500, $1,300 Ethereum. Those are the talking points still when we're at $2,000 after Trump got elected. And guess what? If you had simply dollar cost averaged, even if you bought up here at 2,600, even if you bought here at 2,300 or down here at $1,800, as long as you dollar cost averaged all of the FUD when markets were on fire, you would be up exponentially today. We were screaming from the rooftops when we were below 60K. I have a video on TikTok with literally 2.1 million views. Last chance to buy crypto or Bitcoin under $60,000. It was when Bitcoin went to 58K. Why? At 58K, everybody flipped from bullish to extreme bearish or going back to $30,000. Then we did it again when Bitcoin went down to 80K. Now we're going to do it again. Not just yet. I do think we can come back to $100,000 for a few reasons, which we'll cover in today's episode. But man, it is that simple. And I know people are going to act like it's not, but at the end of the day, the people that lose the most are the people that are trying to trade every single day, get in and get out of the market, have no long-term perspective, have no long-term vision, are listening to 9, 10 different influencers tell them what to buy, what to sell, what to chase, what to, FUD, what to panic. And I'm going to prove that in the reactions in today's episode. So with that said, you have one choice, guys. You have one choice to hold one altcoin for the rest of your life. I want to know your guys' answer to this in the comments below. Is it Cardano or is it XRP? If you had the choice to only hold one crypto for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter if you're in Canada. Let me know where you guys are from and the countries. I'm curious to know where everybody's tuning in from. Canada, Mexico, Belize, wherever you guys are from, let me know. What do you hold? You can only choose one altcoin to hold the rest of your life. Are you choosing XRP or are you choosing Cardano? What is the entry we are looking for on ETH? I will show you in just a moment. We're looking for a short position. I did just enter a long position to have fun with on stream. We're up $181. You can see right here, we're up $183 right now on the long position on ETH, but we are waiting for a short position. I just entered that because we saw some bullish divergences and some confluence on the shorter time frame. We'll see if we can actually catch that here. Chat is in between XRP, 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 XRP. We have Chainlink. Did I say Chainlink or XRP? Because I meant Cardano or XRP. Man, look at me just being an absolute lunatic. Now we're up $250 here, guys. We just made somebody's daily earnings in the last 5 minutes here, but we're going to take profits along the way. Let's go ahead and add a stop loss to this so we don't get wrecked. Let's go ahead and put our stop loss just right at our entry point, which I think is 37.20 if I'm not mistaken. So it's 25. Nope, 29. We'll just lock in 1% no matter what here. There we go. Boom. See if we get that nice key breakout there. Now we're locking in at least $30, guys. We have a free trade for the rest of the stream. So whether or not we make $1,000 or we lose it, well, actually, we won't lose money because we put in a blessing there for you. We're going to start off the stream, though, with some reactions, okay? We're going to start off some streams with some reactions. So in case you guys missed it, let's give you guys a little bit of context. Hype is by far one of the best tokens this alt season, okay? The best tokens this alt season. Now, the reason I'm going to talk about this is I started off today's episode by talking about emotions. What did I say? I said the easiest way to trade crypto, to make money in crypto, is by buying low and selling high. So this next clip I'm going to play you is an exact, man, what's the right term? It's an exact data, not data point. What am I looking for? What's the word here? Not false. It's evidence, not evidence. So it's not the word I'm looking for. Is proof. My goodness, I just broke there. I absolutely just broke. This next video is proof that buying low and selling high is way easier than think, because you're going to see people buy high and sell low every single time. I'm about to show you with Hyperliquid, which right now, one of the best performing, an example works too, Andrew. It's an example. It's proof. There you go. But either way, $14 billion. absolutely crushed it. All-time highs, down a little bit, okay? Here is what X is saying right. This is from today with 9,000 views from Clemente on X. Take a listen. Let me actually put on my headphones so I can listen with you guys. So here's what Clemente had to say about hype today on X.
How is hype the only asset, maybe the only altcoin in existence that's not in the green right now? It's down 3% in the last 7 days. I mean, what's going on here? Meanwhile, Ethereum is up 26%, XRP up 22%, Dogecoin is up 40%. I mean, is this some type of joke? Are these guys, did they stop buying back the token? People have been saying, oh, it's consolidating. Well, it needs to stop consolidating and start freaking pumping, because I'm getting a little impatient here. Also, are you guys worried about Coinbase launching perps? That was my fear, and I got told to shut up. Robinhood. I mean, the fact that Hyperliquid cannot operate in these states, is that a problem? I can't use Hyperliquid. I don't use a VPN. I've tried it once, and then my computer shut down because the VPN I used was laggy. Let me know what you're doing. I bought more hype. I'm not feeling good about it. Usually that means I should buy more, but yeah, let me know what you're doing.
So, he actually brings up some good points here. So one is, should we be worried about Coinbase launching perpetuals, which we'll get to in 1 second. But the problem here is that he's buying more hype at all-time highs with this FUD, with this fear, uncertainty, doubt of the direction that hype is going. Now, in my opinion, because of Coinbase launching perpetuals, I have not bought hype. I have been a huge advocate for this, and I have actually been speaking to multiple exchanges on trying to get them to launch perpetuals in the United States. I know the pathway. We know a lot of the different individuals that can not only get us the money transmitter licenses, but can get the right general counsel to start pushing for that 10x perpetual. We saw Coinbase, we saw Robinhood, we see Kraken, we see Gemini. They're all pushing for this legislation and lobbying for it. I see that on the behind the scenes. I was speaking at Florida State Capitol not too long ago. I've been working with the city of New York's mayor, Eric Adams. We've been doing a lot of crypto education on a political scale. And so that's a good point, right? Is that going to be damaging to hype? My answer is quite simply yes, right? That is the largest competitor, largest exchanges in the world coming into this market with full clarity, with full support of the United States government. But is it enough to bring the price action down? I don't necessarily know. But the second part was just going back to where hype is at today. Hype isn't a token I'm chasing, right? Hype isn't one of the products I'm dollar cost averaging into. Hype is up from a $3 billion market cap, dropped down to, on April 6, 2025, it dropped down to $9 here, $10. It's up 4x. It's up 4x here in the time span of 4 months. So this just goes to a point. Like, what should he be doing with hype right now? Let me know, chat. Should he be taking profits, or should you be holding, or should he be selling? Because in my opinion, is like, if you're trading, by the way, if you are trading perpetuals, I would have a spot position on hype. I would set some, key levels of, maybe a 5%, 10% stop loss, or, indicators or alerts, but I would be taking profits. So right now, I would be doing the opposite. I'm not looking to buy high and sell low. I'm looking to have already bought in low, and I'm now selling high and coming up with an asymmetrical strategy to dollar cost average out of Hyperliquid. So now you got to be asking yourself, if X happened, what is possible? Well, so far, Hyperliquid has hit a $14 billion market cap. It's at all-time highs. So what is possible? Well, it's possible Coinbase perpetuals do have a negative impact on hype, that it does see a decrease in volume, that it does see a decrease in user bases. I'll tell you one thing, hype is up 30% in volume in the last 24 hours, so it's not affecting volume at all, really. So if you're going to be fearing about those points, right, if you're going to be scared that there's something wrong with that project, you should be adjusting your portfolio based on that risk, right? That should be the answer. So it's just a perfect lesson here. And hopefully Clemente watches and see this, because I don't think he's at any fault. I think Clemente, he's got a great channel. I haven't seen a ton of his content, but I did see him just FUD pump and then this video next, but it seems like he's doing a pretty good trader. I mean, he has a nice apartment. I don't know what his trading tactics are or anything, but like my reasoning behind this would be like, dude, if I am scared of Hyperliquid because you're bringing up a completely reasonable point, which I've been talking about for I've been in the lobbying room seeing these things get lobbied, I'd be looking to dollar cost average out and take profits not dollar cost average in at all-time highs. That would be the personal thing I'm doing, right? That is where I would be at with that. Are you going to talk about Ondo or not? Yes, we're going to get to Ondo. We're going to get to real-world assets. We're going to get to tokenized treasuries. We have a huge announcement from Athena, and we have a huge announcement from Ondo with another favorite of the channel, Pith, which if you hold Pith, let me know, right? If you hold Pith, let me know. What about Pudgy Penguins? Pudgy, I think, is a fantastic play. We called the bottom of that months ago. Pudgy's absolutely taken off, man. Pudgy's a brand at this point. But again, you know, what we'll be doing in this episode is I'll break down some key areas. I would look to dollar cost average. I'll show you guys what I do. By no means, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm just a trader that's been doing this for years. I'm considered a pro in a lot of people's eyes. I've made a lot of money off buying, selling, trading crypto. I've done 2 or 4 now. We're on the 4th $10,000 or $1,000 to $10,000 challenge. Right now, we're up. You can see $300 in this trade. And we're looking to do our 1,000 to 10,000 challenge for the 4th time. I'm hoping actually to buy a Porsche off the challenge. So we're going to do 1,000, 10,000, and 10,000 to a Porsche. That is the goal out of this position here. So I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, what my focus is as we break these down in today's live stream. I do apologize if I'm behind on reading, guys. I don't have my glasses today. So if you notice, I look different, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit more rounded. I don't necessarily know. I got the, I lost the glasses here for the day for you guys. And it does look like we were up 500. So we should have closed there, but we're looking to break this structure. So we need to break 37.52. Let's actually get an update on this right now. Let's go to the minute time frame, see how we're doing. Because you can see all my key levels marked out right here. So if we can get above, so if we can get above this position here, which on the minute's not going to look good, but probably on the 7, we're looking good on the 7 minute. 7 minutes stochastic now coming into a little bit overextended territory. What I'm going to want to do is probably see if we get a breakout here, adjust my stop loss to 37.40, and then we'll lock in $125 in profit. If not, we'll just lock out for the break-even trade. So again, we're in a free trade right now, which I'd like to see. What I'm looking at here, though, is going to be the bullish divergence. Again, it's on a shorter time frame, but a bull div is where the price action is lower and the oscillator is higher. And you can see that we're getting that on the RSI on the little bit longer of that trade here. So again, on the 12-minute stochastic, MACD wants to roll over. This does look like markets did close. We could get a bounce here. Bitcoin's also trying to hold $117,000 in support. If you get a push up to 117,000, that's going to look probably pretty decent. Don't even know what just happened there. We must have just, was that a minute spike? Oh no, that's because I was on the 12-minute. Let's go to the FO mode. And then FO mode's easy, guys. Like all you have to do, buy when you're at a bright level, sell when you're at the next bright level. So right now, some resistance at 37.69, but we might catch this trade at $3,800, and we'll see if this plays out or not in today's stream. Again, we're right now locked in for like $30 in profit, nothing crazy, up $250, showing you guys how we trade here on a daily basis. So there you go. That was the first video. Breaking news, Cardano payments are coming to Apple Pay, baby. Unlocking access to 550 million users worldwide. You can now finally sell your Cardano. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Couldn't watch the show today, man. Rather guide dad into mom. Listen. Couldn't watch the main show today. Rather guide dad into mom than listen to Dizzy dribbling on about Cardano. Oh my God, that is vulgar, James. That is vulgar. But hey, man, that's why we offer diversity. I love Dizzy, though. Dizzy's one of the smartest people I've met in crypto. He's absolutely crushed it as well. But yeah, man, dude, thank you for this $20 super chat. And again, that's why we have the diversification of our channels. It's also why, I'm just doing the afternoon shows. We don't need 3 of us on the morning show because you only are live for an hour and a half and we all have so much to talk. So I kind of want to do the afternoon shows. But some people prefer Dizzy, dude. It's, just I completely feel that. So up to you guys. We're here for you guys. We're here to produce content for you guys and just love and respect that you guys are still showing support for the channel. For all the hosts here and keeping all the positive. Let's keep the vibes positive, baby. Let's keep it positive. English, I could only speak in Espanol. I can only speak in Espanol here. This is insane. So I'm going to talk about this actually a little bit later, guys, because I am building a clip farming platform. And this is the future of marketing, in my opinion, that I'll explain in the future. But this is done with VO3. Check this out. That is insane. So this is something that would cost tens of thousands of dollars just years ago to traditionally get done from virtual effects animators, and now can be done in literally a prompt and maybe 5 minutes on VO3. Insane. So that goes into crypto, that goes into technology, that goes into a lot of things. But if you guys think AI is dead, just understand the expansion that we're dealing with is unprecedented, and it's getting insane. And thank you for the follows over there on X and YouTube and Twitter, guys. We got quite a few followers coming in on all platforms. If you guys haven't already, just a quick reminder, hit that like button, share the stream if you guys enjoy it. And man, just appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are absolutely amazing. He just said clit farming. Well, that's a different time of farming, but that's for another episode on a different account where I share feed pics. This was interesting. The Nelk boys are Jewish propaganda. I did say that word on YouTube, but this is interesting. I don't have any thoughts on this. I just pulled this up here because I got tagged in this a few times today. And my opinion is, dude, anybody's podcast can have any single person they want on the show. But the moment you do only prioritize set politicians, like, are they going to have anybody on from Iran? Are they going to have anybody on from the Middle East? Are they going to have anybody on from Syria? You know, you could see why people start to begin propaganda, but, you know, we'll leave it at what it is. And that is, I don't watch the Nelk Boys for politics. So I kind of just, it's really that simple. I watch the Nelk Boys for Steve will do it to chug a handle of liquor and then gamble $1 million on red or blackjack. That's what I tend to do. If you guys are watching it for any other reason than that, you know, I don't know if I trust your sources here, but XRP targets $6 after breaking out of a triangle. Man, I take this as seriously as that statement. After breaking out of a triangle. I do like the Fibonacci extension. So what we're looking at here is type 1 in chat if you hold XRP. Type 1 in chat if you hold XRP. Okay. I'm going to show you guys the price ranges here, which XRP falling quite a bit right now. ETH pumping. Let's go, baby. Let's get that pump. Got to pump it up. Where's my XRP army at, bro? But I never doubted XRP for 1 second, bro. I've always loved XRP. Never doubted. Never sold early. Never fell for the FUD. I am the XRP supreme leader. Some will say. You know, I've been a day one XRP holder ever since the beginning. Totally never FUDded it. Totally never did that. That is something I would never do on this channel. Either way, I mean, dude, XRP's overextended as hell on the daily. But check this out, okay? Actually, where would you even draw from now? Would you draw from here, I think. It'd be from the top. Let's get some price reactions to the bottom, right? So we could just go to here for now. So let's go to the 1.6. The 1.6 is $4.53, and the 2.618 Fibonacci. But let me go to here, see if there's any confluence there. Right? So 1.68, which it hit on that. This was the original trajectory people were watching for from the previous all-time high. So we blew through it. So if you're drawing it from this extension to the downside, dude, people are targeting literally all the way up here towards this what is this? The 3.618, which is at $6.40. Do we believe XRP is going to $6.40? Do we believe XRP is going to $6.40? Curious to know what chat thinks there. I'm curious to know what you guys believe. I'm not in XRP at all. I mean, I still have like 4,000 XRP stuck. Dude, can we just say F you, Apple? Is anybody down to say F you, Apple? Dude, I have $4,000 stuck on an Exum wallet that I'll never get back. Why? I transferred my XRP on Xpunks to an XRP wallet on my iPhone, and I smashed the screen, okay? This was in the same day. I smashed the screen on accident. So I took it in, I went in, and they said that I needed a new phone. Not a new phone. They said that I could either upgrade now and get a new phone, because it was just one of those upgrade. I got upsold. Okay, I fell for the fucking sales agent. That's all that happened. I had an iPhone. I smashed the screen. I went in, ended up buying the new version. I asked 900 times, if I transfer this phone data, will everything be wiped? Will the data will be wiped? Will I be logged out of all my wallets? Will I be logged out of all my apps? They said, and I quote, no, not if you have your Google ID. So what did I do? I trusted them with my Gmail, with my Google ID, signed into everything, and they said it was going to be immediately transferable because the new iPhone would already auto-have and auto-save everything that I have on that phone. What do? They transfer it. They wipe the phone. Everything transfers over. None of the apps log in. So there's probably also Well, no. It's only the XU wallet because everything else I had my seed phrases on. Everything else I had my seed. So there's probably $12,000 now in that iPhone that I lost because of Apple, of some stupid Apple employee that literally just upsold me that day. So yeah, that's just a reminder. Always have your keys, dude. Always have your keys. Like, because at the time I wasn't mad because it was like, I'm gonna guess a few $100s worth of XRP. I mean, I'm talking, this was like 2020, maybe 2019, 2020, maybe 2022. I don't even remember, dude. But I remember XRP was in the gutter. It was at like 30 cents. So, anyways, rest in peace. Rest in pieces. So I'm still technically a holder, motherfuckers. I just will never get that money back ever. We're still at 2. Man, I keep missing this. I should just take the profits there. We're now currently up. Let's get this breakdown here. We're currently up $300, chat. We're currently up $300. $300 right now. All right. Here we go. Get off the XRP news. We're gonna save the Paul Atkins stuff because he came out and said ETH's not a security, and we're gonna talk about Ondo as well as Pith in just a moment. Those are gonna be after Trump's greatest Bitcoin video and Aiden Ross, and then we'll get to the Ondo topics here because the SEC chair guys very bullish on stablecoins. If you're not paying it, if you guys want to like look at a sector that I think is gonna absolutely pop off, and we've called since day one, is RWA's tokenizations. Everybody knows Joshua Jake, myself. We've been, which I can't believe I just talked to myself in the third person. We've been covering RWAs since the day RWA.xyz launched, which is like, I consider that literally the day of launch for RWAs when it started going mainstream. And it wasn't even mainstream. We really turned it into mainstream. It took like a year and a half before everybody even started talking about it. So we'll talk about it in that just a second. But here is what a CNBC guess. I do not own Bitcoin. I'd rather have an iPhone than a landline. Ethereum has 50x Bitcoin over the last decade, saying that Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. Let me know if you guys agree. Take a listen.
So you're an Ethereum guy. Do you own Bitcoin?
I'm not. I do not own Bitcoin.
None.
I'd rather have an iPhone than a landline.
Ooh, that's like a sick burn, the kids might say. But the sick burn is that Bitcoin has done a lot better than Ethereum over the last decade.
That's wrong. Ethereum has 50x Bitcoin over the last decade. If the price of Ether per Bitcoin over the last decade is materially improved. If over the last decade, since Ethereum started, you would be 50x wealthier had you owned
because it
Ether
doesn't include the
over
previous 10 years. You're talking about just the last 10.
since inception of Ether.
No, I know.
So since the Genesis block of Ethereum, if you
go from the original price of Ether to where it is now and go back to 50 cents for Bitcoin to where it is now.
well, that's not the last 10 years. The last
That's what
10
I
years,
said. It's not just you're
So if we
talking
go
about
back
10 years.
to maybe the
Well,
origin.
the only time you could have it
Right.
was since the origination of Ethereum.
Right.
It's materially outperformed.
Yeah. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I think that is, I'd rather own an iPhone than a landline. Is one comparing an iPhone? That is exactly, he's comparing an iPhone. That's interesting because I want to compare. Bitcoin's not a, like if you're comparing Bitcoin and Ethereum and saying they're both phones, Bitcoin's not a phone. Ethereum's a phone. Bitcoin's not a phone. Bitcoin would be the landline. Not the landline. He'd be like the power grid is what Bitcoin would be. Bitcoin is what, I won't even compare the two. Bitcoin's a store of value that's proof of work, has a completely different concept than Ethereum. It is just a soundbite. That was a soundbite. That was clickbait. That was clearly clickbait. But he's not wrong that Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin in that sense. But Bitcoin, way less riskier. Bitcoin, way less riskier. Bitcoin, I would say, I follow 50, 25, 25. I'd have both. I don't know why you're trying to make this as some hot take that you should be holding Ethereum and not Bitcoin when Bitcoin drops maybe 30%, 66% worse in a bear market, where Ethereum has dropped notoriously, 70, 80% in a bear market. Still can. Ethereum's still a risk on asset. Very interesting take here. I hate when people say Ether uses Bitcoin's the phone, Ethereum is an app. I like that, but I wouldn't agree with that. I think Ethereum is the phone and then layer 2s are the apps. But Bitcoin's not meant to be Ethereum. Ethereum's meant to scale and have on-chain transactions and all this. And Bitcoin will have that, but Bitcoin's true value comes from energy. It comes from the amount of energy it takes to produce a single Bitcoin, because you can capture carbon emissions, you can capture CO2 emissions. Bitcoin is what is going to allow mankind to straight up go to Mars. I know that's a hot take, but what I mean by that is the human life, our human age, we need to produce more fossil fuels than ever. Why? artificial intelligence and everything we're developing is going to take more and more consumption of fossil fuels, of emissions, of carbon emissions. And so if we can use Bitcoin to capture those emissions and turn it into a net value through the process of Bitcoin mining, which it is the only fundamental asset on earth that can do that because of the Bitcoin miners and an internet connection, that is the proof of work. The fact that it takes so much energy to produce a Bitcoin is its value, right? That is where it comes from, because that means we can create more energy than ever, still capture all that energy, scale Bitcoin mining, and now you have a real net value. It literally is tokenizing energy in my perspective. So that is where most of the value of Bitcoin comes from, because the value of Bitcoin will always far exceed the output or the expectation or the utility or the utilization of Bitcoin, of the energy itself, right? Or else it's just a net negative. Or else you have flare emissions going to the atmosphere. You have CO2 emissions coming from your landfills. You have power grids and infrastructure that isn't stabilized, right? Bitcoin is used to stabilize power grids. Bitcoin is used to reduce carbon emissions. Was it not traditionally? Of course, dude. Chinese were literally mining this shit with like coal emissions. That's not the best way, right? But now there's even clean coal initiatives that are being released. So it is something that will allow to project us into the future, tokenize an energy and a value that Ethereum cannot. That's why I will never compare Ethereum to that. Ethereum could have been when it used to be proof of work, but again, it was highly centralized on a lot of different other key issues, but they were still focusing on a smart contract development, which is its own value. So I'm not shitting on Ethereum. I think both are peer, both are very prominent, both are successful in their own way. It's crazy to me that we see people break it down this way. It's just like it's like comparing an apple to an orange. You know, it's like comparing an iPhone to a refrigerator, right? They're not the same thing. And that's why I get heated when we talk about like XRP, right? Because I'm not a bear against XRP. I'm a bear. Well, I was traditionally, but I wasn't, then I was, then I wasn't, then I was. And you guys know the story. But it's because the community has nonstop bashed Bitcoin and said XRP is better. It's not. XRP is not better than Bitcoin. It is different than Bitcoin. And that needs to, like, there needs to be, and this isn't just XRP, by the way, chat. This is Cardano, Chainlink, Ethereum, Hype, L2s, right? There's so many people out there want to be the next, like, stop competing for that. It's okay to not have to be the next Bitcoin. You are in yourself still your own value, your own creation, your own utility. And it's a sounding to me. So anyways, hot takes there, I guess, going through the roof here. Here we go, though. Breaking news. Elon Musk just confirmed it's a Tesla Diner is coming to Starbase. After a fan asked for a retro-style drive-in near the spaceport, Elon replied, okay. So if you guys haven't seen, Starbase is a new chain by Tesla. They just keep building and building and building. Take a look at this. This is really cool. We have $184 super chat, AED. I don't know how much that is, but thank you, man. Floki looking to aggressively break out. I think insiders buying to front run their ETP, which is launching today, their exchange traded product. I'll check that out for you, Alpha. I'll check it out there. Give me 1 second though. So take a look. Here's what the, is this not loading? All right. Boom. Here's a brand new look at the new Tesla. What is this called? I got to clip this, guys. Sorry, give me 1 second. This is called the Starbase. Here's a brand new look at the new Here's a brand new look at the Tesla Starbase Diner Elon Musk just launched. Wait. Is this in Los Angeles? I thought this was in Texas. Is this? This isn't, chat, where is this? This isn't Texas. This is cool. You got, I don't even know what these are. Picnic tables at the top of the restaurant here. I thought this was in Austin, Texas. But this to me looks like, I think this is California. It's got to be California. I don't even know, but this is cool. So what this actually does here, the big screens actually link to your Tesla. So if you drive a Tesla, when you drive in, the Bluetooth will keep like actually link to the big screens. You can watch whatever movie's being played at the diner here. Someone said Texas. This is Texas? Yo, Sal, appreciate you, man. This does not look like Texas, chat. Don't lie to me. This is Pretty sure LA, but I could be. I don't think there's mountains like this in Texas. This looks like Beverly Hills. Like this looks like Sunset Boulevard up here. Like I'm pretty sure I've drove down this street in GTA 6. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I ran over a hooker right next to this driveway right here. I'm pretty sure, dude. There's no way this isn't the same street. Will the Starship Diner be in GTA 6? Hey man, if somebody just joined the stream and heard me say that, there's probably so off there. It says LA on Google. Appreciate you guys. Well, that's the new Tesla Diner. And this is insane. Check this out, right? So I mean, these I think are this is the brand new opening here. Definitely in LA. This has to be, yeah, it literally says Los Angeles County. We figured it out. So it's definitely Los Angeles County. And Optimus Robots, chat. Optimus Robots serve you popcorn. I don't think they serve you food completely yet. Double cheeked up on the Tuesday afternoon. We could zoom in on that. Wowza. Even the firemen are checking out Optimus's thick booty right there. But this is new. This is innovation, I guess. We're definitely moving into the future. And you can see the robo taxis in the background. These are going to be cool. They're just self-driving taxi cars, dude. Self-driving taxi cars there. Definitely not Austin. Oh, and this is the bathroom. Check out the bathroom, man. Dude, I don't use public restrooms and I don't ever care to or ever want to, but this does low-key make me want a skylight ceiling like this in my own bathroom. I'd put it actually right in front of the toilet though. I think this is a opportunity that has been missed because like technically you're pooping upside down if you're looking at the earth, I guess. I don't know how that would work. I would want to poop looking outside towards the earth, not like this would be my neck, dude. This is like, I don't think anybody's going to sit like this and just like drop a deuce, bro. Like imagine like you drop that deuce and it splashes that water. You ever get, dude, that's my biggest fear is like a public bathroom splash where it splashes and goes right back up into you, dude. And all of that, you're just looking at the ceiling, man. I don't know. Anyways, I'll move on. This is for incels. I don't know. I kind of fuck with it, man. I kind of screw with it. Kind of do. Not even gonna lie. You're live on YouTube, by the way. We're 100% on YouTube. We should be on YouTube. Live on YouTube. Hit that like button. Smile. It's called a backsplash. Oh, you guys know what's up. You guys knew it was a backsplash. I knew it, bro. I knew it, home dog. All right, what else we got here? Largest beneficiary of the Genius Act is Ethereum. All right, guys, who's ready to get into tokenization? Who's ready to get into tokenization here? Dude, I keep missing this. Someone keeps saying, Josh, Ethereum is breaking out. Yeah, I just probably would have made $800, but I was too busy talking about Tesla bathrooms. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to miss this. I think this would have been worth it. We should have closed here, but I wasn't even paying attention, dog. Wasn't even paying attention. We'll see here. Right now, we're currently up. Yeah, shout out to him. He said you may have caught the ETH bottom. Unfortunately, man, I think we're going to get stopped out here unless we can actually grab this range. We'll see right now. 37.41. Let me do a little bit of ETA here before we move to the next section, guys, just so I can look at this, know what's up. Probably on the 1 minute, we're oversold now. Okay, so okay, this is looking pretty decent, right? Maybe we can get a little reverse head and shoulders action here. We need to really get back above this support at 37.51, though, like I mentioned. But I did call this right here. I just wasn't paying attention to the trade. So, you know, right here, we saw that break of structure. We drew that out. We got that push higher. So we went up to 37.66. That wasn't a bad call. That wasn't a bad call. Now, will we bottom out here and grab it? Maybe. It's going to depend on Bitcoin here, which right now is trying to turn $117,000 into support. Definitely like the looks of this, though. If it can bounce off that and turn to support, that will be good. And then let's zoom back out here. Let's go to the 18-minute time frame here. 18 still looking good. We just want to definitely get it so you can see it right here, right? Let me zoom in so you guys can see how there's this like it's used the support breaks through, comes back, turns it. So I can actually draw this out, right? So support, breaks through, comes back up, turns it into resistance, and now we're struggling to get back above it. So if we can actually close above this, I think that's going to look pretty good. I think we're going to actually look at a nice rotational value there and capture a nice swing. My short target, which is the real trade we're looking for, it's 38.27. So breaking this downward trend, what I would love to see is actually get a nice movement to the upside here, a nice liquidation sweep, catch that short to the downside after it rejects here, and hopefully get the true trend reversal. Now, that may not happen, right? All we're talking about is when X happens, Y is possible. And if that plays out, that's our targeted entry right now. But of course, we'll be using FOMO to watch the liquidations in real time to make sure that that's possible. We're still looking at decent volume here on ETH on the 12-hour on here. And let me go ahead and refresh the map here to see what it looks like on ETH. And I'll zoom in here because that to me doesn't look that good, actually. We have a huge level now at 36.94. So if we catch the, yeah, dude, we're going to want to catch it. I mean, green is obviously, we're still higher than the red side, especially down here. We got a little bit more volume. So we might get a kick up, but we're going to want to take profits on that trade. Nice little scalp trade. So hopefully, I do want to close out like a $500 trade this stream. That would be nice. I'd like to make $500. Right now, we're up $324 on the $1,000 to $10,000 trade, which again, we're at almost $5,000 right now. Let's go ahead and we got the stop loss in though. So let's keep continuing on here as we wait that breakdown. Close this one. We read this one. Just in, XRP passes McDonald's in market value, making it more valuable than the world's largest restaurant chain. Is that a flex? I don't know. I don't know. Here we go. Let me go to the, I need to get all these out though so I can. Oh, this was cool. The CEO in Nvidia dude, the CEO of Nvidia's LinkedIn is crazy. He worked as a dishwasher and a busboy waiter at Denny's for 5 years, from 1978 to 1983. Been working at Nvidia since 1993. That is a flex, bro. That is an extreme flex there. Alt season. Okay, Ondo. We're getting to the Ondo stuff. And then we got the Aiden Ross and Donald Trump reaction here that I want to react to. Oh, and Dave Portnoy. Okay, so here we go. We're going to get to the Ondo part of this section here today. So tokenization revolution. Let's break it down. We got to listen first, though, 34 seconds from our new SEC chair, Securities Exchange Commissioner, Paul Atkins.
For the first time now, the United States government has put its stamp of approval on a very key and important, potentially very important digital asset that will, I think, help to lower costs, lower risks in the market, because we can now move towards an instantaneous almost settlement of payment versus delivery for securities, thanks to on-chain stablecoins. And that will help, I think, innovation and to really get our markets, to be the best in the world.
Best in the world in the United States. And there's one more clip here with Donald Trump talking about the change of the financial system. Take a listen.
That behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after many Americans?
2 years after. So what he's going to be referencing is going to be, you can find this on a platform called RWA.xyz, where you can see all the future of tokenization, which is being done on primarily two platforms right now. You have Ethereum and you have Tron. Stellar Lumens is in third place. But what they're specifically talking about is going to be the stablecoin market here, which we've been tracing since about roughly $1 billion. Might have been actually 100 million. I think 10 million. 10,000. It was $10,000. Wow. It's literally done a 247,000x or million X. I don't even 10,000x. I don't even know what the heck that deliverable is on $1,000. 247 million X. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. I wish you could have, we could have made money off trading that somehow. But either way, $247 billion now. They expect this to turn into, get this, $2 trillion by 2030. Okay. If that happens, you can expect massive inflows into a lot of these platforms. This includes Sky, Athena, Binance, Paxos, all labeled on this website for you. And that is specifically in stablecoins. But why do stablecoins matter? Okay. Because every single stablecoin is going to be one-to-one backed by the United States dollar. So these stablecoins have to be backed by treasuries. that have to be on chain. And how you discover that is by going to US Treasuries. Check this out. Where are they all at? Ethereum, boom. Ethereum makes up 75% of the network, if not more, $5.2 billion, followed by Stellar Lumens, $439 million, followed by Solana at $300 million. Those are the big three, at least in terms of layers, okay? These are the top L1s, right, out of any competitor. It's not XRP, it's not Chainlink, it's not, out of L1s, the Ethereum, XLM Stellar, Jed McCaleb, and Solana are the leaders in that. Now, you do have a lot of up and coming, but the top protocols on top of that are going to be two. One is BlackRock, the largest asset management company in the world, runs a platform called Securitize, which directly and is working and integrated with Chainlink. So Chainlink's number one. Number two is going to be Ondo Finance. Ondo Finance, which we've been talking about since 36 cents. It's now at 1.4 billion in TVL and absolutely continues to crush it. And there is a few that I would start watching on here. Ripple did just add, I think, to this website, their RLUSD. So XRP is going to be one you want to pay attention to. But Athena here, well, actually, let's start with Ondo. Ondo here just made another major announcement. Ondo is partnering with Pith Network and joining the Global Market Alliance. With Ondo's tokenized stock, ETFs, and more set to launch soon, fast and reliable market data will be an important role to play. And Pith is essentially a competitor to Chainlink, which has real-time processing information on hundreds and hundreds of blockchains there for you guys. So that's pretty big on Ondo. But Ondo itself is one of those platforms I think has a lot of significant upside here. And let me pull this up here. USDT Ondo. So we have called this time and time again. In fact, not only did we buy the bottom of this, we have called every single dip. So told you to buy here, right? Told you to buy here, told you to buy here. We made literally something like $50,000 off this moving into November. Went and bought a Tesla with it. It came back down, told you to buy here. It came back down, told you to buy here. If you had dollar cost average every single time we chased this trend line, you would be up massively, massively on Ondo. So what is the potential upside on Ondo Finance itself? Okay, I'm going to show you here. Well, this is the megaphone pattern that we've been stuck in. And so if we were to follow simply the same pattern that we're going into, the first key level I would watch is the first resistance at its first all-time high. That is going to be $1.48. So first key level. Okay. This is your first key level. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to draw out the Fibonacci from the top here. That's wrong. Almost opened up a short. Boom. That's your first key level. If we were to follow alt season into this year, I think your most likely scenario is going to be quite clearly the $2.14. This is previous all-time high. So let me write this. This is second key level. And I'm giving you guys 4 key levels. Okay, I'm giving you 4 key levels. Your third key level, third, which is going to be at now $3.10. And my bull case, my absolute bull case, chat, is right here. Is at $4.67. So that's going to be 4th key level. Okay. These are my profit levels. Now, can it go past $4? Yes. Some people think it can go to $7, $8. Some people think it can go to $10, $15. But these are the levels I'm watching. Okay. These are the key levels I'm watching. So you can screenshot that, do whatever you'd like. But Ondo, I do believe, has massive upside potential. I think with the launch of the tokenization of all these equity markets is going to be absolutely incredible. And the focus here is going to be looking to capture that trade. And again, our average entry is 55 cents. So we're up already 2x on this. And this is kind of the focus on Ondo that I have. It's nothing out of expectations. You're looking at $10, $12 billion market caps. And I think that's very, very probable. And if I get anything wrong past that, then it is what it is. But I'm very conservative. We have key ranges for taking profits. So that way, even if only the first profits hit, we're absolutely crushing it. And thank you for the reminder, guys. Yes, we are now currently up $422 on this trade. So we're almost there. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the stop loss, though, now to 3737. We're going to lock in a little bit of profits here. So 3737 puts us at $150. So no matter what, we're going to make $152 this stream. No matter what. Now, we are actually looking to break out of a reverse head and shoulders. This is going to be the neckline right here at 3763. So if we can break out of that, man, we're going to actually look at a freaking banger trade right now, live here on Discover Crypto. And thank you guys for the follows coming in. Pavith, welcome, and new sub. Wow, thank you, Pavith. Welcome, man. Appreciate you. Much love. Seriously, welcome to the team, brother. Who will win the RW race, Chainlink or Ondo? It's not a race in the sense that there's going to be a winner. It's a race in the sense that there's going to be a first to the market. And those first to the market are Ondo and Chainlink. There's going to be dozens of winners, guys. Tokenization, chat, is the future of these markets. It not only revolutionizes the financial trading system, it is the financial trading system. There's no fractional banking is getting a massive upgrade, and that takes place with that takes place with tokenization. So Ondo's going to win. Chainlink's going to win. XRP's already winning. Stellar's winning. All these platforms there's going to be multitudes of winners, right? The difference is there's only going to be 10 to 20 that really capture that market. And then the other 80, there's going to be hundreds of companies that are tokenization companies. Why? Because this is a $30-50 trillion industry in the next 25 years. Companies are going to be worth, 5 million, 15 million. There's going to be tons and tons and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of companies. So who's the winner in those? I'm adding to Bolt, obviously. But ultimately, I do think Ondo is one of those key players and one of those key winners, which is why I have dollar cost average. Now, why did I choose Ondo? Also, Chainlink. I'm a huge bag holder of Chainlink. Why? Ondo has done everything right from an institutional partnership. They are the ones that had the first ever tokenization summit in New York City. They're connected to BlackRock, BNY Mellon, Chainlink. They have all the industry partners in New York City. That is your financial hub of the universe. Okay. So I think they have great possibilities at not only scaling, but they have great possibilities at strong leadership partnerships, right? That's number one. Number two is Chainlink. Why Chainlink? Chainlink is used by 60% of the industry. Almost the entire crypto industry relies on Chainlink for oracles, and they are already integrated into every single fintech and have lobbied for it and helped build and pass legislations for the United States. They are actively developing. They're actively building. They're actively participating in politics. And most recently, Sergey Nazarov, the CEO of Chainlink, just shook hands with Donald Trump with the signing of the Genius Act. So they're in the room. They're in the right circle. The Winklevoss brothers, like all of those individuals, the CEO, Paolo of Tether, that is the core group that's really going to be the dominating move in the United States. And whoever gets first access to the United States, I have been trying for months to get exchanges to let me help them get their perpetuals in the United States. Why? I'm not afraid to lead a perpetual exchange contract platform in the US because I know Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken, Gemini, all the financial innovators of the world, chat, are lobbying for this. I see when I'm in these rooms or talking to these companies, they're telling me I have all the alpha behind the scenes. I'm like, this is coming. And then I have straight up like CoinW, Femex, KuCoin. I'm just going to tell you the partners out there, dude. I've been trying for months. I was like, guys, this is happening. You got to do it now. You got to do it now. You got to do it now. They're now behind. They're now very far behind. Perpetual launches, tokenization, perpetuals. It is all coming to the United States. Why? Because all of this money is being tokenized. All of this on value exchange is worth trillions of dollars. And the first movers are the ones that have the insight. The first movers are the ones that are friends with the legislators. The first movers are the ones that are actively participating, meeting with the CFTC, meeting with the SEC, meeting with DTCC, meeting with all of your different commissions to say, how do I launch in the US legally, liably, and responsibly, right? Those big three are going to be the ones that absolutely dominate these crucial markets. And so I am going to try to tap into any part of those sectors. It starts with Ondo. It starts with a lot of these platforms. Again, Ondo's not the only one. They just had that big partnership today, and that was really, really, really big. This is a warning, though. Okay, so let's peel back the bullish opium. Let's peel back all that value. So get both Ondo and Link coming from American Coog. So right now, I'm going to tell you guys when I would buy. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys when I would buy because we talked about a lot of projects. I'm going to talk about a lot more in today's episode. But before we transition to the IRL part of this, which you guys are going to get to see the studio, participate with us, and do some content. I'm not buying right now. It's very simple. So on the daily, I'm going to just teach you guys. This is personally what I do, right? I buy. This is how you make money in crypto is two ways. That's one way. Buy high, buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Right now. So if you want to buy Ondo, if you want to buy Chainlink, if you want to buy Cardano, if you want to buy XRP, right? What I would simply do is just look and reference your historical data. Go to the daily market cap, pull up your RSI, pull up your MACD, pull up your stochastic, and just look at when not to buy, okay? So when you don't buy, it's very simple. At all-time highs, right? All-time highs. What does that look like on the RSI? RSI overextended, RSI overextended, RSI overextended, RSI stochastic overextended, MACD overextended, MACD overextended, etc. Right? Where are we at today? Well, the MACD's overextended. Okay. Now, I don't believe this is the top of the run. I believe this is more in line with right here with what we saw back at 86 cents, right? Local peak. So what I would personally like to see is some, if I am dollar cost averaging into any platform, I want to see the RSI down, the MACD down, the stochastic down, and looking to reverse before I enter. Looking to reverse before I enter, right? That is the definition of buying low and selling high. If you're buying right now, I'm not saying this alt season's not going to happen at all. I'm very happy right now with the spot backs. What I'm saying is, though, if you want to actually have a risk-adverse portfolio, if you want to actually do with what's right, I would say Ondo and Chainlink are, yes, great projects to dollar cost average into, but personally, I would be patient and wait for the next entry. Because right now, I can't confidently say, and I'm not a financial advisor, but based off historical data, we're now in uncharted territory. And maybe, yeah, maybe we do go up to $1.50, but you're FOMOing into the top. You're emotionally buying into the top because you have this fear of missing out. You have this fear that you're going to miss out on a lot of money. And 90% of the time, the traders that make the most amount of money in this cycle are the ones that wait and don't FOMO, which is exactly why I'm building a company called FOMO. This is my company right here, FOMO.io. And this is how I would be able to also tell. So if you go to Bitcoin here, this is liquidation levels. And it's the easiest way to trade, in my opinion, in the entire market. I'm going to zoom out to let's say you dollar cost average. Let me know in chat right here. Okay. I'm going to ask chat because everybody's a little bit different. It's okay to be different. Okay. It's okay to be different. So let me know how many times you dollar cost average every single month or every single year, right? Is it once a month? Is it twice a month? Is it once every week? Do you buy Bitcoin every day? Let me know, right? Because what I would say is this: if I'm looking to dollar cost average into altcoins, what I'm personally going to be doing is I'm going to go to the monthly time frame here on Bitcoin, okay, on the liquidations, and I'm going to look at key levels. Okay, I'm making this tool very simple. We're going to have videos on this and explaining this very, very simple, but these are some of my parameters on what I look for when I'm looking to make an entry, okay? Bitcoin. This is super easy to read, guys. The brighter the color, the more likely Bitcoin is going to come back to that price point. Think of it like a bug to a light. It's attracted to the light. Why is that? Well, where that bright yellow color is, just so happens to be where the most amount of money is on the market. That's where the most amount of volume is occurring. That's where the most amount of orders are flowing. There's a lot of purchasing there, which means market makers, they're going to want to bring the price to that range because the more trades happening, the more trades executing, the market makers take a fee on every single buy and sell transaction on the market, right? Is it manipulated? Is it corrupted? You can come up with that reasoning, but this is likely. And so if I'm somebody that's looking to dollar cost average, I'm going to look at a monthly time frame, right? If I'm buying, because I buy like $10,000 stacks, right? So if I'm putting, bi-weekly or bi-monthly, I'm going to wait for a pullback. So what I would like to see is essentially Bitcoin at least fill $115,000, or worst case, come down to $106,000. Okay, I want to see a pullback. And now I would know one of two things. If we see Bitcoin eat this liquidity and bounce, it just turned this into support, I might look to DCA into altcoin, right? There's a lot of different areas of confluence that I teach on this channel. If you guys are new, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. I teach this every single day. The Discord, let's write W's in the chat if you're in the Discord. You guys have been watching me trade this way. This is how I'm exactly up literally $364 right now today. I use this trading strategy on an intraday time frame every single day, right? It's why I'm building this tool. So that is personally what I would do. I would be waiting for a pullback. I would be waiting for, and I'm going to show you guys how to use this. So let's say Bitcoin comes down to $114,000 and eats all this liquidation, right? Let's say it does that. Well, to confirm that it's not going to go lower, what I would do is I would go to Bitcoin on the daily chart, and I want to look at its indicators. So is the RSI coming down? Is the MACD overextended? Is the stochastic or the MACD overextended, right? And if the answer is yes, and they're all doing this, right? They're all doing this. That's when I want to enter. That's when I want to enter. So I would do the same thing for altcoins because guess what, chat? Altcoin follows Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin dumps, altcoins dump. Do they bleed? They bleed. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of how I would do that. Hopefully that was a little educational there, American Coug, and anybody else that's just listening in. But I keep it pretty simple. That's really it, right? And it's just patience. It's just patience. So liquidation levels is this show of limit buys and limit sells. I dollar cost average weekly. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, American. I am doing a trading challenge from 1,000 to 10,000 right now. We're at about $4,000. We're up 300 today. We've locked in 150 in profits. But anybody that's listening in, yeah. So from this, should I pull out my Bitcoin from YouTube here, Melania, or wait? We'll talk about that in a minute too. But yeah, it's really just a little bit of both. So I'm a day trader that does it more of a hobby, but have been very successful at it. And I'm building really good platforms to use tools and trading indicators. So I'm going to show you for the fourth time. This is the fourth time we're doing the $1,000 to $10,000 challenge. And so what I'm going to be doing here is live on Twitch every single day. We're going to go live. I'm going to do the Discord lives, the YouTube lives, the IRL streams, bring you guys with me to whether we're going to lunch, everything, to give you guys all that up to time information because I'm trading so much. And so it's kind of like if you ever seen Kai Cenat shows or an Aiden Ross episode, it's going to be like that. And you're going to see literally why in about 15 minutes because we're going to transition camera angles and start walking around here soon. So yeah, that's happening very, very soon. But right now, Delta Pilot, we don't need to go over that yet because I want to get over the last part of this. So this is the other reason why, though, chat, I think we might be due for a pullback. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the search term for altcoins is at an all-time high. So be very cautious that, we are in need of a pullback in the market. Again, it doesn't have to happen, but I want to be shocked if Bitcoin came back to 109, 111, or 113, or if Ethereum came back to 35, 3,400, which is why right now on the E chart, hopefully we'll catch this, but we're actually, even though I'm in a long position right now, we have a targeted entry of 38.32, and I actually want to look for a short. We actually want to look for a short. So we'll probably take these profits, roll it directly into a short play if it plays out here live for you guys. And you guys would have seen me literally enter it and exit that perfectly live here for you guys today. But here we go. Let's go ahead and skip over to, here's Dave Portnoy crashing out about XRP. So let me get this. This is going to be a good clip, Reese. Are you ready for this? Okay. Here's Dave Portnoy is crashing out about selling XRP too early. Take a listen.
So anyways, XRP. I had, I think, close to $3 million of XRP. And it was hovering. XRP was going from like 210 to 240, back to 210, back to 240. Fine. I wasn't going to sell it. I was going to diamond hands it. But the guy who originally was like, get involved in XRP, and the guy, the reason I looked at it, sends me a text out of the blue. And I don't talk to this guy a lot. He knows who he is. He knows who he is. And he's like, hey, not good news that Circle is going to do what XRP is doing. I don't even really know what he's talking about. I'm like, so you're saying sell XRP? He's like, I certainly don't like it that much anymore, or as much as I did. So in XRP, it's going 240 to 210, 240 to 210. When it went back up to around 240, I'm like, all right, I don't, this guy doesn't like it anymore. I'm just going to get out. No sooner did I sell it, the thing went parabolic. It's like 350. I blinked. Made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, Dave Portnoy is, if you guys haven't caught this, the direct buy or sell signal. If he sells, you buy. If he sells, you buy. Or if he sells, you buy. If he buys, you sell. That just seems to be the trend here. Sold his Bitcoin at the bottom. I think he sold some of his Ethereum at the bottom. He sold his XRP at the bottom. And so whoever's inside source are, if you guys are following this, just be very cautious there. But I would feel the pain, man. I mean, this guy is somebody that continuously loses and loses and loses and loses that crypto. And if he were to simply just buy and hold, this is a perfect example, a perfect lesson, guys. Stop trying to trade in and out of the market just based off of like rumors and speculation. Like, come out with an actual strategy, have actual reasoning behind your purchases, your investments, and you're going to do way better in this space. And honestly, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people watching right here, and let's actually just take a poll in chat because I'm going to raise my hand. If I were to simply just buy Bitcoin and hold with all of my money since the beginning I got into crypto, I would be up way more money than I am today. I guarantee that. Now, I got in when Bitcoin was at $3,000, but that's a I don't even know, a 30, 40x from where we're at $3,000. And if I had to simply just put all my money into Bitcoin, I would have actually been up today. And I guarantee you every single person watching here would have been as well. And so, it just takes this into consideration. You got to take that into consideration when you're, should I sell my Bitcoin? Should I sell my Ethereum for an altcoin? Should I rotate my Bitcoin into cash or anything? At this point in time, if you were simply just holding your Bitcoin, my whole goal is to roll all my profits of XRP. Maybe he did this. I wish he did this. It would have been good for Dave. But if he had sold his XRP and at least just put it into Bitcoin, he would still be up today. And it wouldn't be like such a dagger or a stab to the back or like this gut-wrenching feeling, because he would have still made the right decision. So I'm not a Bitcoin maxi by any means. I trade altcoins because I'm addicted to it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I know all of us would agree. You're all raising your hand. I see it in the Discord right now, or in the YouTube channel. We would all be up way more money today if we had simply just Bitcoin. Very valuable lesson there for you guys. All right, and then here we go. So here's Coinbase's perpetuals, by the way. This was insane. I've been predicting, oh my God. I've been predicting this for months and months and months. I told you guys, I freaking told you guys. This is what my tweet was about today. I said, I fucking told you guys this was going to happen. I told you guys this was going to happen. This is going to spark a whole nother rally into the cycle. I think that we might have a pullback off of this, but you're about to watch venture capitals promoting perpetual contracts for the first time ever. Dude, secure CFTC regulated platform. It's insane, dude. It's insane. Now, the way that they do perpetuals isn't the same exactly as perpetuals. I'll explain that. But, dude, it's here. It's happening. It's possible. Anyways, here's Aiden Ross on if you guys want to make $100 million, if you guys want to change your life forever. I haven't seen this full clip yet. I just know Aiden Ross talks about Bitcoin. So we're going to be talking about, is Aiden Ross right? Is Aiden Ross right about Bitcoin? Take a listen.
Time has now come. We are at Aiden Ross's mansion out here. Guys, I want you to understand, this is the most expensive house in this entire county, and he bought it for over $25 million. So I'm gonna be linking up with him to figure out how you can become Aiden Ross rich in today's world and what he did to become so successful. Let's go meet up with him right now, you guys. Come on. All right, you guys, I want you to see this right now. This entire thing is his house. You could put 10 houses right here, you guys. I don't even know how many acres of land this man owns, but it's safe to say he lives on an absolute compound out here, you guys. Come on. Is this crazy or what? Oh, yeah.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who told me.
Psych.
Excuse me, sir. Is this your house? Still learning how to use it. My man.
I can't afford YouTube Premium. Please subscribe.
This is my house. Hey, this place is incredible, man. It's
Pleasure.
great to meet you,
Pleasure
bro.
to meet you, man. I'm a big fan of what you got going on. Everything in this channel, inspiring people, inspiring myself. So just wants to give you your flowers. You're amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us out, man. I mean, the place is incredible.
Glad you like it.
We're gonna drop some gems for the young guys today to figure out how they can get a $25 million house.
Let's go. Let's go through it. Let's do it.
Gotta make it happen.
Gotta make it happen.
Who am I here with today?
My name is Aiden Ross. Nice to meet you guys watching.
For those who don't know, how did you make your millions?
I'm in my millions, playing video games for a very long time, kind of building up the streaming space, kind of creating, people say what streaming is today.
Did you have anybody that doubted you early on?
Oh, my own family. My own family used to doubt me. I remember my parents were very big on me going to school, becoming a lawyer, an accountant or something in mind, like with a suit and tie. But yeah, everyone. My father actually believed me very early when my internet was getting declined when I was younger to get the best streaming internet. I just remember that he was always there to swipe his card and help me out when I needed it. So my dad always believed in it. He would get complaint from the neighbors and all this stuff. And he's still the same as he was 5-6 years ago when I came up.
Have you ever been fucked over in business?
All the time. I think it happens to most people until you finally know your self-worth and what you bring to the table. And I think that if you can remember who you are and have your self-worth to the highest it can possibly be, I think it prevents you from that. Because once you realize that you're the main character in your life, once you protect yourself, and once you learn kind of how everyone out in this industry has no heart, that's when you kind of can learn how to play that game as well.
Now, you've been at the table with some heavy hitters, closing massive multi-million-dollar deals. What's your best negotiation advice for anybody in business?
The best negotiation advice for anyone in business is not being scared to walk away. When you kind of drop that fear and it's more like, oh, it's either this happens my way or we walk away. I think that'll definitely help. Realize that very early, because a lot of people bluff in business. I mean, it's just what you do. It's a business game. It's politics. You got to kind of be fake and play both sides.
The person with the most leverage is the one most willing to walk away.
100%.
Did you walk away from a lot of money?
Of course. I've missed out on several $1 million opportunities involving deals and involving my own stuff that I've created. But hey, for what you may miss, there's going to be a whole other path you've never even seen before. Now I'm getting brand deals, offers, all types of business conversations that I've never had. And it's all from kind of standing your ground and being you and just not.
I'm not at that point, not even close to this level or anything, but I do have to say that part is probably the best advice I've heard so far yet. And that's simply because there's been times I was offered $100,000. Like, this is money that would literally change me. This happens with meme coins all the time. Meme coins come in and offer me hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote them, but I say no every single time. And while I would be, because I see so many influencers in the space, guys, like they're just shillers and they're just meme coiners and they just don't give a shit. They just literally promote and rug, promote and rug, promote and rug, promote and rug, promote and rug. And, you know, there's moments where I'm just like, dude, sometimes I wish I took it. But if it wasn't for me not taking that, I would not have the platform I have today. I'm very thankful for that because now I do have better brand opportunities that are starting to show. And it only exists because of me saying no in the first place.
Changing up for anyone but yourself.
So throughout your career, what was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Ooh, I don't know. What does Google say? I think there was this point where everyone was throwing around these big numbers, streaming deals. But what I've known, which is worth more, is taking equity. So I've actually, my best year, I'll say it's, well, how about you take a guess?
$30 million.
You're right around there. That's a good estimate. $30 million. That was pretty good, actually.
Was it actually?
That's right around there.
Would you say it's a little bit more, or a little bit less?
A little bit more.
A little bit more?
A little bit more. But you're close.
That's incredible, man. How does that feel? How old are you?
24.
You're 24 years old making $30 million in a year.
I mean, there's no words for it except God is amazing. I'm nobody without the people that watch me on a daily basis. They are not only my followers, they're my family members. I could speak about anything. And that's what also it comes in what I do. Building a very loyal fan base that loves and rides for me no matter what. And they're the reason why I can make 30 M's plus a year. Thank you guys.
That's a beautiful answer. One of my favorite business sayings of all time is where attention goes, revenue flows.
100%.
And you did that better than just about anybody else. How did you build raving fans? You know, I interviewed Ryan Serhant, one of the biggest real estate brokers in the entire world out of New York City. He's selling $4 billion a year. And he said, he used to think the skill set used to be your ability to sell and all that, but it's not. It's the person who gets attention.
100%.
What did you do differently from 99% of other people to be able to make $30 million in a single year?
I think not fearing. That's another thing too. People are very, very hesitant and they fear. What's the point of being feared? The reason why I bought this house right here, everyone's seeing, I bought this house because life's about pulling the trigger. Life's about having no fear. And if there's consequences, you deal with them after. You got to pull the trigger or else somebody's going to pull it. So that's what separates 1% to the 99%.
Closed mouth doesn't get fed is what.
That's it. Pull the trigger in life. Go buy, go do this that you're hesitant. Oh, should I do this? Just do it. If there's consequences, if it was wrong, you learn. You got to learn things in this world. You know, nothing's going to kind of be taught to you. You got to go out and experience it.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is like the most expensive house. How much did you buy this house for?
25.5, I think it says on the website.
$25 million.
Yeah, 25 million.
This is the most expensive house in the city.
Correct.
Jeez,
you know,
man.
this is not the beginning. What I want to do, I want to buy way more around this area and kind of build a little empire in a way. I want to have my family. I want to have a bunch of cool stuff.
I was telling them you could put 10 houses in your front yard.
There you go. All my family can move in, all this stuff. So I want to expand more. I want to build more.
So let me ask you this. They say it's easy to make a lot of money. It's hard to keep a lot of money.
I agree.
How are you making your money work for you?
I've invested heavily into the crypto market, which is, by the way, that's another thing I'm going to talk about. But I've invested in crypto, real estate, watches. Cars are a horrible investment. Doesn't count, obviously, unless it's Porsche. But yeah, I would say stocks, real estate, crypto. My story I had with crypto is you never want to hold too long in a market, right? Like, don't get greedy. That's one thing I did learn this year. Take your profits when you're up. Don't get greedy and go for like a 10x. If you were happy with a 1.5x or a 2x, take it. Don't get greedy. The market's always going to be up and down. It's a game. You always want cash ready when the market's ready to drop. So I think not making that mistake is something I want to be heavily about. Sorry, what was the question?
How can somebody get rich?
Bro just got lost talking about crypto, dude. I love it. I have to give credit to Aiden Ross here because he's shown so much growth. And again, he's only 24 years old, but I have watched this guy get scammed by countless numbers of his own friends, like people that, and maybe they're not real friends because I don't see what's going on behind the scenes. So I actually don't know this, but you see him hang out with like FaZe members or all these vape cabal members or all these, you know, Twitter meme coin gurus that literally are just pump and dumping and scamming him and using his own audience. And he has no idea, right? You got to remember this. Like, he's bringing up a good point. You're good. You have to just experience things and you have to learn from those mistakes, even if you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And in this sense, he actually had a lot of different people use his platform to promote scams, rug pulls, meme coins, etc. I'm somebody that's even fallen for this, and I'm full time in this industry, right? I fell for one, man, it was probably 2021, 2022. It was called Paradox, dude. And they told me I was going to meet Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and be a part of these fights and do all this stuff. And they're going to sponsor this arena. And dude, I got in a call with all these people, all these influencers, people I had looked up to my entire, dude, like people I'd watched on YouTube 10 years before. Like, I'm in the same phone call as them because of where I was at on TikTok with crypto. I was like, holy smokes, this is a big deal. This is going to be a legitimate. And only for me to come to realize that those people just extracted liquidity from all of our communities, and they still are relevant today. Somehow, like, they're fans. I don't get it. Like, the FaZe clan specifically, there was something called Save the Kids, and I outed them all for this. I got banned by a lot of them, back in the day for this. But it was because they simply were like launching these meme coin, shit coin charity tokens, and they're using other streamers within it. They're like, hey, you'll come on my show. We'll be best friends. We're gonna be best buddies. And behind the scenes, they're just fake as fuck. They were literally just fake as hell. They were telling you everything so that way you would say yes. And then the moment it happened, they took all the money and ran. And it's like, it's crazy how much that exists, not only in the streaming world, chat, but just in reality, like with businesses. Like it's always bluffing. It's always people being fake. And you learn that very quickly in this industry.
The money that they have.
Chasing what fear is in the market. Look what's going on in the market, right? I'm very big into crypto. Like I said, pull your profits out when you need to, but something that's very, very safe. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but Bitcoin, it's just holding itself. I just feel like putting your money into something that is going to go up and down, have a couple drops and up into the year. That's kind of what you want to do with your money, in my opinion. Play hard. You got to be competitive. But again, don't do what I do and take your profits. It's very important to take your profits.
So I want to challenge you. What's the best advice you've gotten throughout your career?
I've actually learned this very, very recently. The best piece of advice you can give to somebody is to not take advice. And what I mean is when you're growing up and you learn things as a child, and when you develop and you become who you are by growing up and experiencing, whether it's trauma or good life experiences. I think when you tell someone, don't do this, don't do that, majority of people that are the entrepreneur type, they want to do what the opposite crowd's telling them to. Everyone's saying, Aiden, go to school, go to school. If I would have taken their advice, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I'm not saying going to school is wrong. I'm just saying everybody has their own paths. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do with their own life. And that's why nobody should really give heavy advice on what somebody wants to do or how somebody else should run their life. It's your life. Take your own advice. You can learn, you can have input, but learn by your own mistakes and learn by your own successful points as well.
We just interviewed Will Smith, and he was telling us that you get to a certain level, it's like not many people that you can take advice from. It's like, I wouldn't have done none of what you did, but look at what you accomplished.
100%. And that's what it's about, right? That's why I love this page. What you guys all have going on, this is amazing. Because when I'm in bed and I just see this, I just see these hungry people. It's really, really good what you guys are doing.
Oh, that's cool.
Pages like this, when I see a TikTok, whether it's Shaq or whether I see whoever you guys have on, I saw the Ruben one. That's actually made you hit you guys up, because Ruben's a good friend of mine. But it's just super motivating seeing other people in my space, and I'm sure to the followers and as well. I mean, it's just amazing seeing people create. We're all humans. We all have fingers. We all have legs. We all have arms. We all have noses, mouths, etc. We're all the same. Everyone can kind of do anything in this world. You just have to put your mind to it. You'll be called crazy at first, but then you'll be called a genius when you accomplish it.
This guy's like, this is also like a perfect example. I've watched this guy on TikTok go from like no followers to millions now. It's insane. And it's same thing with my content too. I have millions across multiple social. I think we have like 3 million across our channels now. But my true following, what I built is 700,000 on TikTok, 100,000 on X, and then periodically on other channels, which is still not that significant in comparison to a lot of things. But it's the same way. It was just consistency. It was not taking the advice from people around me telling me go back to school, to not do this, to get a profession, to go back to trade school, whatever it was. Very good advice.
Get all back.
Yeah, I would. And here's how I would do it. In my space, when it comes to content creation, short form, whether it's clipping, shorts, whatever it is, I would find a way to where I can start doing IRL streaming, build my way back up, and doing a bunch of stuff and having them all ready to go in clips and stuff like that. Besides the actual streaming part of things, I would just make sure my mentality was never just worried about what I'm going to do. You kind of just have to wake up every day and just kind of want to do it without anxiety. You got to have your overconfidence in this world. And I think that would help me get to where I'm at a lot sooner as well. Because I feel like when you're coming up, you really do have to have the utmost confidence in myself. In the beginning, I had a very bad anxiety.
How did you ultimately find that self-belief to go make tens of millions of dollars?
Self-belief just comes from literally just having no plan B. And I know it sounds crazy, and I just never had a plan B. It was always just, I had to wake up. Whether I felt anxious or felt like shit, I had to wake up and do what I had to do.
We always like to say that believing that you can is more profitable than believing that you can't.
Exactly, 100%. You got to just believe. It might sound crazy, like I said, but then when you accomplish it, where you get to where you need to get, you'll be a genius. And that's just how the world works.
So you mentioned a little bit earlier, I want to tap back into, you talked about having equity. How important has ownership been for you?
Oh, I have ownership for one of the biggest streaming platforms, Kick, and it's amazing. I mean, when you have equity, it's kind of like, it doesn't really necessarily matter about the quick cash. You could build up a company that could sell for billions of dollars like I am with Kick, and my percent will be worth a lot of money one day. When it comes to equity, that's the real control. That's the real wealth. It's very cool to take these cash deals in the beginning, 100%, but I think as you come up in business, learning equity is the strongest thing you can get out of any type of deal.
Ownership is king.
Ownership is king.
I want to tap back in one more time about like the content creation ultimately. You were talking about like the clipping. Give me that blueprint that it takes, right? If you had to start over today and you had to blow up again to be able to build a multi-8-figure a year, business essentially from the content creation, what would that be? For the people that may not understand what clipping means exactly, our audience can be a little bit older. 30
I understand.
To 50. Sure. Let's break that down to them. Make it real simple for them.
So clipping is pretty much a form of content where you make a clip out of a big moment. So for example, if I were to go do a live stream swimming with sharks, so that live stream itself will probably be about 2 hours, but the clip itself could be anywhere from like 10 to 30 seconds, which will make a viral moment, which will funnel people to where you're actually live streaming off of. So pretty much clipping is just a funnel to your main live stream, if that makes sense.
So a lot of people will kind of question and ask, how do streamers even make money? Like, how do you make money live streaming? How have you made tens of millions of dollars live streaming.
Depending on what platform you're on, you can earn money streaming by subscriptions, which you pay to not see advertisements on certain platforms. You could donate to the streamer to donate extras like a tip, which is also very good and it adds up a lot. And then KCIP, which is Partner Income Program. I'm gonna show you how much money I make in 15 or 16 streams. I'm pulled up right now. But how Kick does, my platform, is we pay you based off the hour. So let's say you averaged 100 viewers, you can make $7-8 an hour. If you average 1,000 viewers, you can make $100-200 an hour just streaming on Kick. Let me just show you what the partner income looks like. So in the month of June, as you can see, I've done 18 streams and made $623,000. That's not including whatever else I have going on, but I could show you too. So this is June, total paid streams, $623,000 in June. In June alone. If I stream 30 days, I can make way more. It's huge.
And your last message to the younger generation: how can somebody become a multi-millionaire in today's world? They want to get Aiden Ross rich in today's world. How can they get wealthy?
Guys, there's three really golden rules. And listen, number one is the most emphasized one. Remember, guys, it takes a lot of luck to become a streamer. I've been doing it for a long time before anyone really knew who I was, on and off for 10 years. So my message to you guys is, please, you might sound crazy at the beginning of whatever you got going on, but I promise you, and I emphasize this, when you make it for yourself in this world, it's going to feel amazing, and you're not going to be crazy anymore. You'll be called a genius by your peers and your family, etc. Just please believe in yourself as well. Number one, right now, focus on something for a year. You could be working at the same time. You could be working a regular job, but focus on something for a year. When you're not working, you're doing this, and I guarantee you'll see results in whatever you guys have going on. And it's best of luck to you guys. I pray I get to meet all of you, and I pray that all of you guys can make big purchases like this. I know you all can. Manifestation is so real.
Guys, that's a wrap.
That was freaking fire, man. I don't know. I really enjoyed that, dude. I really enjoyed that. I mean, it's just... And by the way, guys, if you want to know more about clipping, we're literally launching the clip farming service of FOMO here soon, which is taking that idea but scaling it to businesses, because right now it's very, very immature of an industry, meaning it's very early. So there's not a lot of tools and systems built for that software. There is a couple different platforms out there that are trying to, start this relation, but it's going to be a way for, I think, me to change the entire crypto industry forever, but also any industry. It's not just a crypto product. It's going to be called Cliff. Okay. And ultimately what you'll be able to do is go into this campaign dashboard, and you as a clip farmer will be able to, that's going to be an entire new industry. Clip farming is going to be an entire new industry that every single company is going to have a division for, that there's going to be small businesses, people like yourself that want to do side hustles, et cetera, that are going to do. But instead of paying KOLs all of this money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in some KOL campaigns to promote their content, they're going to put up hundreds of thousands of dollars into a clip farming service to allow the audience to go clip farm their CEOs. Because if you want to be a successful business, you have to have a successful brand. And your successful brand is usually based off somebody within that business. And so it's a whole new genre. It's a whole new application that hasn't really been dove into yet. As you could see, this guy interviewing Aiden Ross may not have even known what clip farming is. Maybe some of you guys watching still don't know what that is. That's a whole nother thing that's going to be starting to happen on this channel. I'm very excited to share with you guys. But yeah, that's really it. That was a fantastic stream there. Really like seeing that come out of this. We didn't get stopped out of the ETH trade, surprisingly. We actually had a perfect, looks like, stop loss. The stop loss didn't fill. So we're back up here on this position. I don't know if this is going to continue to rip higher and higher. We're at $407 for the stream, baby. $407. We are live on Twitch as well, so hopefully, maybe I have to go to Kick, dude. I don't know. That's insane. But I would be super duper well if I helped. Oh, yeah, that's in reference to that. But Discover Crypto Fam, that's what we are going to have here for you guys today. I do want to quickly shout out this. We're going to be starting to do these IRL streams. So if you guys don't know what an IRL stream is, essentially live all day long, because I've been put in the position of, in a fantastic position. I want to make more content than ever, but I am live in the Discord. If you guys are not in this Discord, I don't know what you're doing. We go live in this Discord all the time. We went live in there today again. And I've been going live in there for like 4 to 6 hours a day sometimes, trading with you guys. And so I'm like at this point where I want to trade. I want to produce content. I want to do live shows. I want to vlog. I want to make more content for FOMO. I want to do all this stuff, right? So how do I make more content? Well, back to Aiden Ross's advice. It's by clip farming. And all I need to do is go live all day, so that way I can clip farm, produce more content, produce more YouTube videos, produce more live streams for Discover, and produce more content than ever with more views than ever. And so if you haven't already, come join our Discord, guys. Come hop in here. Okay, the Discord is free to join. All you got to do is sign up with our referral link. If you follow me in the Joshua Jake channel, you're going to be able to see all my trades, all my updates, exclusive content, all the live streams. And then, of course, on X, if you guys want to, or on Twitch, if you guys want to give us a follow on Twitch, we're going to be live, hopefully, from about noon or 1 o'clock from now on until about 6 to 7 p.m., maybe even longer, doing IRL streams periodically, doing the $1,000 to $10,000 crypto challenge. Again, we're taking $1,000 and turning it into $10,000. This portfolio, we have gotten up a bit, but I'm not going to use all the money I made from those trades because chat got mad at me because I didn't share the trade in the Discord over the weekend. Like, you can't use that money. So we're not going to use all that money. We're at $18,000 now, but our goal is to take this account to $300,000. We've done 1 to 10,000 multiple times. We did 3,000 to 130,000 in November before we took those profits. And then now we're restarting this entire crypto journey together on a $1,000 to $10,000 challenge, Porsche Trading Edition. So very excited for that, guys. If you guys want to come check us out and continue on as I record I literally am going to record the behind the scenes, all that stuff for the YouTube video tonight. If you want to come partake in that, come over to the Twitch stream there, give us a follow, and we'll see you guys here very, very soon. So that's going to be It's Joshua Jake, guys. Come join the Discord, come hang out, and we'll see you guys later tonight on Discover Crypto. Peace out, guys.
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.